This is a public affairs presentation from News for New York. Visiones.
Playwrights like you've never seen before, casting a whole new image for the Downtown Urban Theater Festival, which is now underway. And the man behind the creations is the art director and owner of Studio Edgardo, Edgardo Miranda Rodriguez. Great to see you again. You've
Thank
been here
you,
before
Lynda.
on Visiones.
Thank you for having me again.
Tell me about these creations that you've done for the festival. These are images of playwrights that are actually part of the festival, right?
Yeah, these are original characters. These aren't based on comic books, but I came up with this idea because I've always loved comic book art of creating a campaign where the playwrights themselves are the superheroes. So I actually interviewed all of these playwrights, all 16 of them, and each one of them came up with an amazing idea of what their superpowers were, their costumes. They were so animated in terms of this project. So it was so easy to come up with all these original ideas for them.
It's got to be so much fun. I'm sure they had a thrill looking at the images.
Oh,
they're
totally
now all
did.
over the subways as part of the MTA featuring this festival. And you've worked with Marvel Comics in the past, and a lot of the artists there and the leaders are Hispanic. Tell me about how you feel about the reach of comic art, especially among inner city kids.
Well, among inner city kids, this is our first introduction to visual arts and arts in general. And as one myself who was raised in the South Bronx, it's always stayed with me. And it's amazing to see nowadays that Latinos are actually part of this American culture. Joe Quesada is the Chief Creative Officer of Marvel Entertainment. Axel Alonso is the editor-in-chief. Eddie Berganza is the senior editor at DC Comics. So you have Latinos that are actually behind the scenes, drawing, writing, editing, leading these creative teams. And as an art form, it's amazing that it still exists to this day, and it's translated to the big screen, but it's still available in a comic book form that a child and an adult can actually enjoy.
And you also do a lot of graphics for advertising. You were talking about trying to get illustration back into advertising.
And I feel that it's kind of like the work I'm doing with Studio Edgardo and is an homage to advertising from the 50s and 60s, which was completely dominated with illustrations. So one of the things I love to do is work with many of these comic book artists that are in the industry to kind of like bring that kind of like nostalgic look to my campaigns.
And let's talk about the festival. It's going on now until March 16th. What's the mission?
Well, the mission of the festival is really to celebrate the diversity, the true diversity of New York City. So playwrights represent different sexual preferences, different races, different backgrounds, different ages, and it's an amazing diverse selection of plays. And I really invite everyone to really go to www.utfnyc.com to read on the synopses of all of these plays, get to know the playwrights, and of course get some tickets because the festival is going on now and it's an amazing, amazing event.
DUTFNYC.com.
That's right.
Edgardo Miranda Rodriguez, thank you so much.
Of course.